of the SafePrep Show. I'm your host, Justin. Pretty much talking to nobody over here on the YouTubes. Hey, TikTok. We're on TikTok as well, guys. We're simulcasting to TikTok, Twitch, Facebook, and YouTube. The pre-show, and then the show actually starts at 7 with our guest, Minnie Haven Homestead. Good friend of mine was actually here a couple of weeks ago, and we're going to be talking about the subcategories of preparedness this evening. Hey, crabbing for us. Good to see you. Well, what I need to do, we'll, for everybody that's over on TikTok, we'll be on TikTok till probably about 6:25, and at 6:25 I'm ending TikTok. So if the podcast drops at 7 o'clock tonight, guys, on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. YouTube's probably the easiest place to find it. And the easiest way to get to my YouTube page, if you've never been over there, is to go to the link in my profile and look just out to the right of my profile, and you'll see a little YouTube symbol. You just click on that, and it takes you directly to my page. Give me a subscribe, hit the notification bell, and all right, we got one lonely viewer over here. Welcome to the pre-show. Let me throw the chats up, guys. So if you're in here, I'll be able to see your chats and participate. Everybody on TikTok to come on over, and I'll be able to see your comments there. Hey, Hollendorf, good to see you. Welcome to the pre-show. You're the only person on 3 platforms that is watching me right now. You should feel honored, and I should feel ashamed. Got to go live on TikTok to get everybody over here to the other platforms. So, Minnie Haven home. Hey, we got 2 now. Let's see. Minnie Haven's gonna be my guest tonight. Y'all know Minnie Haven. My good buddy Minnie Haven. We're gonna be talking about the subcategories of preparedness tonight. So I'm like, let's choose the most complicated topic there is. It's pretty much every topic, and let's do it in 30 or 45 minutes. So it should be a fun show tonight. So, Carolyn, good to see you. Carolyn, we're over on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch doing the pre-show. We'll end TikTok here in about another 10-15 minutes, and we'll exclusively be over on YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook. I'll end the pre-show at about 6:40, 6:45, and then the podcast will start promptly at 7 o'clock. Shalita, good to see you. How are you doing? Hey, Carolyn, good to see you. I hope you guys can make it over to YouTube for the podcast at 7. I'll be on TikTok here for about another 15 minutes, and then I'll be live on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch doing the rest of the pre-show, which is just talking to everybody. I'll end that, and then the podcast drops at 7, so I hope you guys come back for that, because that's the whole reason we're doing this. I'm glad you're good. So glad you're good. It's so nice to see familiar faces. It is. It really is. Let's see. Yep, it's gonna be a good show with Minnie. She's so smart. Listen, I'll tell everybody this when the podcast starts. I'm halfway convinced that Minnie Haven could possibly be someone within the federal government. Or a shadow government, or like a Avengers type group that is there to help me get people ready, like advise me on things I do good and bad. You laughing because you know it's true. I know you were fed. Jelly, what are you doing, Jelly? Jelly, we're doing the pre-show on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. I'll be on TikTok for a few more minutes. And it'll be a live podcast. I don't know how good I am at live podcasting. They'll probably be fighting after this over with. We won't talk to each other for 2 months. Cause a whole bunch of TikTok drama. Bettencourts, how are you, darling? Good to see you. Guys, the Bettencourts on TikTok, be sure you give her a follow. She let us know the other day she'll be coming on the podcast whenever I get down to her. Whatevs. So most of the podcast, getting on the treadmill to in shape. I'm not. Most of the podcasts are recorded and edited heavily. Tonight's is live. With so many podcast guests lined up, everybody's just busy. So trying to get everybody scheduled. And we had started off with an hour-long podcast. We're going to be moving to a little bit of a shorter podcast and start breaking that up into part 1 and part 2s and sometimes part 3s. And that way we'll be able to drop a podcast every week, every Friday. Some mean karate moves. Wouldn't want to mess with her. You don't want to mess with her. She Hollendorf, you still by yourself? Angela, hey. Well, one of you left. Hollendorf left or Angela left. I'm not sure which. I just see one person watching. She's always so active. I need some of her energy. I don't have any. I cleaned the house this afternoon pretty good before the wife got home from work. And Minnie knows she knows what I mean when I say hit by a bus days. And I kind of feel like I've been hit by a bus right now. But I got my list ready for the podcast, and then I'm just going to make the rest of it up. So it's going to be a good show. Because there's some things that Minnie is good at that I'm not good at. She's very knowledgeable on some subjects that I'm not, and I learned just as much from her. In fact, I think I've learned more. I've learned more from her than she has from me. So I'm here too, Angela. I don't know what he's talking about. Okay, I got 2 now. I see 2. $6:15. We'll go on TikTok we'll do TikTok for 10 more minutes, and then I'm going to bring everything over to YouTube. We'll do that for another 10 or 15, and then we're going to take a little break, and then the podcast drops at 7. Hope you guys come back. And here's the deal with the podcast. I'd love for you to be there while we're doing it. But if you can't be there at 7 o'clock when we drop the podcast every week, guess what? When the podcast drops and the podcast is over, the podcast is still there on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch for you to watch. So you can watch it anytime you want to. If you're watching it after it debuts or premieres or is live, just leave a comment. Let me know you're down there watching. It's kind of encouraging. So, Jelly done come over. Rhonda, hey, good to see you. Good to see you. Welcome to the pre-show. She is only a couple of years older and probably a couple inches taller. This will be a good show, though. It's kind of everything prepping. It's just going to be a conversation between me and Minnie. Minnie got here a couple of weeks ago, and we talked for 5 hours straight as soon as she got here. And then the night before she left, we talked about another hours. We talked on the back patio, and my back still hurts from standing up talking to Minnie for 6 hours. YouTube is where the podcast will be. I'm on there right now, but I'm gonna end the pre-show on YouTube a little early, take a little break. I'm gonna go downstairs and get on the treadmill myself, and by treadmill I mean smoke a cigarette. And then I'll be back. We'll be back on YouTube or Facebook. It's whatever's easiest for you. That's where I put the podcast at. I hadn't quite figured out how to get everything on TikTok yet. Something about a RTMP code or stream keys and a whole bunch of technology and alphabets that TikTok's not being helpful with. Sarah Lou, good to see you. We're over on YouTube, and let me pay attention to my people over here. I look so much better on TikTok. It's like my phone camera. My phone camera is better than my 1080p ProStream camera. You have to get your 10,000. Whew. I'll get in shape one of these days. I officially got my job offer today, y'all. HR finally got with me. So I know what I'm making. Know what I'll be making. Know what I'll be making. And I start work on the 25th. Full time. I mean, I work now, but not much. But I'm working full time. Start 25th. Well, good luck on your 10,000. Good luck on your 10,000. Everybody's over on all four of you between Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. Welcome. Good to see you guys. Welcome to the pre-show. Podcast will drop at 7. It'll be live tonight, me and Minnie Haven. If you can't be there for us live, then the podcast will still be up after it's over with, unless it is just an absolute train wreck and I have to delete it. That's always a possibility. I've done it before. So if you guys are over on YouTube or Facebook, be sure you give us a follow or subscribe. And if you're on YouTube, be sure you hit the notification bell. It would be nice one of these days to not have to get on TikTok prior to going live on YouTube with the podcast. But I have found it difficult to get people off of TikTok, including myself. But tonight we're going to be talking about... Train wrecks can be interesting. They destroy friendships. We can't be doing that. But you never know with Minnie. Minnie has permission to get on to me and boss me around and stuff. She's allowed to do that. So she may do that tonight. You never know. I may break into a coughing fit and then just have to leave the show and it be the Minnie show. Minnie is going to be I think she's going to be a pretty regular guest. Especially when I can't get something edited or can't get an interview in for one of the recorded podcasts. It's me. Listen, just be sure your sugar is managed before you get on. I don't need a DKA or I don't need diabetic ketoacidosis or a hypoglycemic situation. Just be sure your pump is functioning. I'm so pale on YouTube. I'm so pale. I'm very attractive on TikTok. I look good on TikTok. I look terrible over here. But yeah, tonight's show is live. You just send me the mic and I'll be like, go for it. I don't think Mrs. SafePrep's gonna join in. She's pooped. She worked today a little bit, 6 or 8 hours, and then she works her regular weekend shift this weekend. So see if I can adjust the hair. I'm trying to get it to where it's close to my mouth, but it doesn't cover my face because this isn't much of a show, is it? Y'all know the pre-shows are crazy. It's just me hanging out with y'all, right? Just finished dinner. I'm going to eat dinner after the show. Alicia made tacos. I had the house all cleaned up, and our children have destroyed it, and Alicia has destroyed it in about 2 hours. Peekaboo. I'm going to send my wife the link to Minnie. In case she wants to pop in and say hi. I know Jelly will like that a lot. Speak of the devil. There she is on TikTok. So I will send, and Shelby, I'm sorry I called you by your, it's so confusing. Everybody's got different names on different platforms. I can't keep up with you. I kind of safe prep wherever I go. Y'all got 8 different names, profile pictures, and I'm gonna go about another 7 minutes here on TikTok, and I'm gonna pay attention to my YouTube folks. Tonight, let me tell you guys what it'll be. Me and Minnie Haven, still covering too much of my face. Me and Minnie Haven, and we are gonna be talking. Don't know how to change it. You probably have to go to your. Are you on YouTube, Shelby? You don't have to change it. Brain fart. It's what happens when you go live, folks. I can't remember what I was saying. Oh, what I was talking about the show. So, Tonight, we're going to be going over all the subcategories of preparedness. All the different little parts. You got preparedness up here. We're going to break it down to all the little parts and just talk about them all night. Well, 45 minutes. And what we hope to do is like jog your memory and make you go, oh, I didn't do that. Maybe I need to do that. Maybe I need to think about that. Maybe I need to revisit that. And kind of my specialty, right? You know, is kind of managing overall preparedness. So when I get to talk about 17 different subjects at once, I kind of thrive there. Now Minnie's going to have like we'll share some stuff, I'm sure, but she's going to have like another list, I'm sure. So she's going to, and then y'all, because I'm going to leave the chats up during the podcast tonight, and we may not be able to respond to everybody, but if you think of something that we're not thinking about, I want you guys to pop in there and let us know. And WV Pappy, how are you? We're going to end TikTok here in a few minutes, and we're doing the pre-show over on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. The podcast drops at 7 on YouTube and Facebook. Ain't nobody going to Twitch. I don't even know why I put it over there. Anybody on Twitch? Panama City Beach, Florida. I've been down there a couple of times. Twice on vacation when I was a child. I about drowned down there. And I also saved a dude's life down there. And then I also, 3 times. Then I went to Tyndall Air Force Base. I think it's close to Panama City, right? Flew down there on a KC-135 when I was, how old was I? 14, 15, 16, 17 years old. They flew us out over the ocean and we refueled another aircraft, and then they flew us down to Tyndall. That's back when I was in the Civil Air Patrol. Kristen, you're good. Kristen, I'd almost march you off the friend list. I cannot believe. Kristen, I'm going to be on TikTok for about another 5, and then I'm going to go a little longer on the pre-show on YouTube, and then we're going to take a break right before the podcast drops at 7 so I can get the link sent out to everybody. Maverick, let's see, I'm trying to keep track of everybody here. Donnie, good to see you. Kristen's coming over. I've got the door locked so the children can't get in here, but I hear them outside. Y'all might be able to. Oh, I hear more in my headphones than y'all hear, I think. So, but tonight's going to be more. Yo, Maverick. Tonight's going to be more of a conversation back and forth between me and Minnie, and just kind of talking, bouncing around all over preparedness, and hopefully we'll come upon a topic or a subject or a subcategory that'll maybe you hadn't thought about in a minute, and you'll be like, I need to go buy some AA batteries, or I need to think about how I'm going to my poo-poo should a bullet stop working. So we'll happen upon something that will help somebody tonight. Donnie, good to see you. If you can't, y'all hear my stomach growling? If you can't make it to the podcast at 7, it's always, the podcast stays on YouTube after the podcast is over, so watch it anytime you get a chance. I appreciate it. Maverick, we are on YouTube and Facebook and Twitch. It's a video podcast. If Maverick, if you go to the link in my profile, actually Maverick, if you just go to my profile, look out about it, there'll be a big YouTube icon. You get, and it takes you right to my YouTube page. That's where that's where we're live right now, and the podcast will drop there at 7. All right, some comments were filtered to protect the community's experience. I'm sure if it was one of our own who tried to say something and TikTok caught it, reword it. You have our attention. I don't know why TikTok does that. I can't just let it go. I have to know. Somebody said something naughty on TikTok, y'all. Somebody said something naughty. Can I get it down here and it not be? Okay, that's better. I can handle that. Maverick's probably all on TikTok cussing me. Maverick, why are you cussing me? Shelby says, I'm frozen on your end. It'll probably work itself out. See you on the Talk Later Gator. Check out our podcast at 7 or anytime you want to watch it. It'll be on YouTube, okay? Thank you for stopping. Well, whose comments were filtered? This stinks. Yeah, we're simulcasting, guys, so it's through the internet. So every now and then there's going to be a hiccup between my computer and YouTube or Facebook. So normally it's not on my end, it's just server and whatnot. It's free on YouTube. Okay. Jelly, I expected it to be you. I'm a little disappointed. It was probably my wife. If I'm frozen on YouTube, I apologize. All I can tell you is that it'll be a new thing when we start the podcast. So hopefully that won't be an issue. I haven't had any freezing issues thus far with any of my live streams, but like I said, it's I'm sitting 6 foot away from a router, so router. W. Pappy, good to see ya. I'll stay on TikTok. I got my 8 people holding out over here on TikTok. Jelly bouncing back and forth. I will tell you guys, the Betancourts, I had reached out to her a while back, and she said yes a couple of nights ago to being a guest on the podcast. I've got a little Jelly says if I don't get banned, darling, whatever you do. Minnie, we'll see you in a little bit. I'll send you that link when I get off of here, and then you can just join. I'll text you when you can hop on 5 minutes before. Cause on both. Am I still frozen on YouTube, Kristen? I am gonna run at the beginning of the podcast at 7, I'm actually going to run a little promo for all the guests we've got coming on the show. I reached out to another guest today. Have not got a message back from them yet. It's somebody that I don't know very well. But I hope that they come on because they very smart and they do a lot of research. It says I'm cut now, but it could be on my end. Glitches on YouTube. That sucks too bad. There's a couple other, that's probably YouTube. What can I do about it? I really wish I could figure out how to get it on TikTok, but I can't figure it out. So we got Eric. It's YouTube. Got you. Thank you, Betancourts. At least pre-show. So, and the thing is, if the live show ends up doing the same thing on YouTube, it also automatically saves that show to my podcast platform, and I can always re-upload it as a video, and it'll look fine. So if we ever have any technical issues like that, I can fix it. So we had Eric, right? Eric was our first podcast 2 weeks ago. He's joining us tonight live. We got Daniel at 411 Outdoors LLC on TikTok. We've got Prepper Talk Radio. We've got Ards Homestead. We've got Survival Alliances. We've got the Betancourts. We've got Chuck Sarin here on TikTok. I've got so many guests lined up, I can't remember them all, but I put together a little video promo for everybody that's going to start the podcast off at 7 tonight. So everybody's saying it's YouTube. I apologize. I'll just tell you guys now, because you're the cool folks, if for some reason it does this during the actual podcast, and I'll end the pre-show and we'll start the podcast at 7 on a new thing. If for some reason it messes up there, I'll be able to tell that when I go back and watch it, and then I'll be able to re-upload it later so y'all can have the information and stuff. So I'll leave chats open tonight during the podcast. We may not be able to be watching them constantly, but we hope to have some interaction tonight. So for everybody that joined us for our first, bet it was Mrs. SafePrep, probably was Jelly. For everybody that joined us for our first podcast 2 weeks ago with Eric, thank you so very much. I really appreciate it. Noah Ranch, good to see you, my friend. We've got about, we had one podcast episode. I've got about 1,300 followers on YouTube. YouTube's kind of slow. I think we've got 85 views on the first podcast, which I'm pretty happy with. Those numbers are comparable or better than a lot of the podcasts that I listen to. So, we initially were doing the podcast every 2 weeks, and we're actually going to start shortening the podcast just a little bit to make it a little easier for you guys to listen to and fit into your schedules. And we'll start doing part 1 and part 2s. WV Patty, thank you for sharing the live. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. We'll go for a few more minutes here on all of it, and then we'll take a little break. And then we'll be back at 7. Hopefully not glitching on the tubes of you. Hey, J-Woo. Me and Daniel over at 411 Outdoors LLC, and you guys need to go follow him on TikTok. And he's also, I follow him on YouTube as well. He's got a big YouTube following. We actually recorded the podcast last Friday, and he had some internet issues, and it just was not to my standards as far as the quality. So me and him are going to do that over, because it was a really good interview. It was like an hour and a half. It was good stuff, but it was just on his end, and I think it was internet. And I think it was computer camera, so we're going to fix that, and he'll be on later. But at 411 Outdoors LLC on TikTok and on YouTube. Do we like donuts? At Do We Like Donuts on TikTok. You guys give him a follow. Me and him are actually recording the podcast for him tomorrow, sometime between 1 and 3. Big homesteader, prepper, super nice guy, sense of humor, pretty big creator on TikTok. He's got about 144,000 followers. No way, you on live? Do your thing, man. Do your thing. You good? Yeah, I try not to step on anybody. I don't care if people step on my toes. People can do what they want to. I try to have my podcast finished by 8, because the Big Daddy Al podcast starts at 8. And you guys will see us consistently push that podcast here to try to get some of you guys to go over and listen to Al's podcast. So I got a tour of soup to go through. That would be a good live. Be a real good live. Ain't nobody talking. I got 2 platforms. Nobody saying anything. Guys, help me out here. It has to be better than this. I have to do this to generate interest and get people to listen to the new podcast. Until you guys know that consistently it's going to be there every Friday for you. With some entertainment and some education. And I won't even have to tell you about it. You just start using I ain't seen Justin's podcast this week. I better go watch it. WV Pappy, thank you again for sharing the live. Thank you guys. We'll leave it here on both platforms. I can take a little break and get links sent to everybody that's going to join us. And so we will be live on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch at 7 o'clock. 7 o'clock Central, 8 p.m. Eastern. Our guest is going to be Minnie Haven Homestead from TikTok. Dear friend of mine. I've been with me since the beginning. Was actually here a couple of weeks ago. And we're going to be, our topic tonight is going to be the subcategories of preparedness. We're talking about everything. Jelly, thank you so much, Jelly. So that is the plan for tonight. Brewing Brewers, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you. We try. We try to help and be funny. We try not to piss people off, but it happens. It happens. YouTube and Facebook, y'all quiet. Oh, y'all hear the pitter patter? I hear it in my headphones, and then I freak out that y'all hear it. Do y'all hear that? Or is it just me? YouTube? Shelby, come on. J-Woo, somebody. Did y'all hear my child running downstairs? Jelly, thank you. Just me. Well, Jelly, you don't talk. It's a whole different sound system. Okay, y'all hear it. I got you. Y'all gonna get used to it. Still trying to figure out the audio, because it was like I can do I'm in the middle of something. I'm a little busy. No, go downstairs. Because what? Give me a kiss? Yeah. Okay? Who's there? That would be my 4-year-old. That would be my bouncing around. There are audio settings that I can turn on, like noise cancellation and echo control, but I don't like the way it makes the audio sound. It makes it cut in and out. So I do not have that turned on. So that may be why y'all are hearing everything. So I don't. I'm out in a studio. I know this looks fancy, but I'm in an upstairs. I'm in my upstairs. Shh. I'm in my upstairs. It looks pretty, but it's a lie. TikTok. It's a lie. TikTok. I can show TikTok. It's a lie. It's smoke and mirrors. It's smoke and mirrors. Look, I can move this one too. It's smoke and mirrors. All right. Y'all want to see? Do y'all want to see TikTok? There's TikTok right there. Gonna open some kind of wormhole. Yep, we're upstairs. There's all the lights are off. There's my ring light. There's the bathroom and the shower. Maybe one day I'll have like an air-conditioned man shed in the backyard or something like Jester. Couple more minutes, we'll end it out, and then we'll be back at 7 o'clock, right on the dot. Be sure you guys are there if you can watch it. If not, watch it later. I don't care. Just let me know you watched it later in the comments. If you are over on YouTube, be sure that you give us a subscribe, and also hit the notification. That way, anytime I make a post on YouTube or upload a podcast, you guys are notified, so I don't have to yell at you on TikTok. And we got a lot of people on Facebook as well. I don't think we have a whole lot of people on Twitch. So, but the podcast will be great tonight. Me and Minnie Haven just chit-chatting, talking about all the subcategories of preparedness. And should be an interesting show. We haven't done much planning. So, we pretty much, each of us got like a list of notes, and that's it. And we're just going to wing it. So, I hope to see everybody on YouTube or Facebook at 7 o'clock, 8 p.m. Eastern. We're going to do about a 45-50 minute show tonight. If you can't be there at 7, guys, just know that the podcast will be there after the fact. And you can watch it anytime you want to. That's doing it this way so you can watch it, you can hear it, you can interact, and you can also listen to it or watch it whenever you want to, and always have access to that. So I'm going to end out here, and I will be back at 7 o'clock on the dot-ish. So for everybody that joined us for the pre-show, I really appreciate it. Everybody on TikTok, you guys know I love you. But I really hope to see you for the podcast over. What is the Facebook group? It should just be, actually it's a page. It's not a group. It's SafePrep. If you can find the SafePrep account, it's not a group, it's a page. It may be SafePrep Survival, but I think you can find it with SafePrep. Don't forget to hit the likes on YouTube. Yes, engagement is good because we're trying to grow YouTube. So I'll take all the help I can get. I'm going to get out of here, and we will see you guys on the podcast at 7 with Minnie Haven Homestead. Love you guys.